right, we've got, like I said, Bitcoin keeps struggling at 27,500. Couldn't keep holding it. Has been breaking down. Now that we kind of are losing 2,700, 27,000, where are we headed? Where's the next step here for Bitcoin?
Yeah, I will actually show my chart for this. It's pretty easy. I've done a really good job here lately of cleaning them up so that they're nice and clean, not many lines on them, just for you guys, because I know you guys like the simplicity of things. That's always the number one feedback I get. Can you dumb it down? And we definitely can. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And I always turn my camera off for this because for some reason it just shares that much better. Yeah, so where you're at right now are two really important averages. These are, also known as pivots, but that's all they are, is the average of whatever session you're looking at. So you have a yearly average from, 2022 right here at 26,724. And, the 60-day is something that I do myself, largely inspired by someone, Bob Lucas. He does 60-day cycles on Bitcoin. And so it is untapped, meaning that we have not returned to the average of the last 60 days, which is 26,610. So for me, this was always kind of the area we'd be looking for. In strong trending markets, you won't return to these averages. It'll continue to trend. But as you're getting at what they call a mean reversion here from resistance, you are looking at an area that needs to hold. If lost, you can see that I have one line here at 24/7. This was a really big area we talked about for weeks on end, actually, before breaking out. Because if you go out to a weekly chart, this was the area that was kind of holding us down in our prior local range. So, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see why, one test, two test, 3, 4, and then finally getting above on our breakout. If you return to it, it's not just the, the breaker level that you want to see there. You've also got your quarterly average here. So now we're going from the 60-day to the 90-day essentially. And the quarterly is a much more accepted, time frame for most people and traders. But your quarterly reversion would be 24/7. It would also be a market structure key level. If you were just to put it back up real quick here, you can see that that's also going to be a key area to hold. So if we lose, this 27K area, we'll just use a nice round number. This is likely the next scenario and next stop. Now, beneath you, you can see that you have not back tested your monthly here, coming in right around, actually, it's right here about 23K. So that would be, the next level after that. And there is the NPOC that's coming in there from Q1 as well. So you have a naked point of control there. And then also, I believe March is naked just beneath it at like 22.8. So, yeah, if you break 26.7, 26.6, we want to call it that, you got 24/7 and then 23K next. Those will be the two big areas. If you break through 24/7, I don't really think it necessarily stops at 23K. I think that we're much more in line with a 20K, Bitcoin at that point. But, those are things that while we're where we are on the chart, it's tough to say. If you were watching this from just an overall perspective of, what's going to happen in the short term, you'd be best off just using local timeframes and saying, okay, can I reclaim some of these key lows that were set in, like right here, you've got your previous week low coming all the way in up here at 27,659, which is, oh man, a good chunk of price away. So if you were to look at it this way, one would say I need to recover this local low right here just from a local time session, right? Not even using anything else. I would say this area on the chart gets recovered. It's your last rejection point. We can then start looking up and potentially, looking at this as a much larger range again and cycling higher. So for me, I've just been trading this as day trades. Like I just took a weekly trade here, basically just taking it from the weekly low on the bounce, reacceptance, then trying to trade it back to the top of the range, get out of the trade. And I'm already in a long position here again, even though I'm not in love with the low, but I am trying to take a day trade scalp out of it. So I'm going to treat this as support until it isn't. To be upfront with you, I get excited if we reclaim the weekly point of control right here at 27.6, but also that previous week low at 27.659. It's going to be a key area to get back above. If you do that, you move here, we can start talking about taking some of the liquidity to the upside, and that maybe this was, just another bounce at support. But until that happens, I'm going to trade it locally and then let the high time frames sort themselves out. My long-term positions from 16.6 are still open. So, that hasn't changed. It's just, really kind of, I guess what you have to do is you have to really compartmentalize what you're doing on the high time frame versus, this is like a low and medium time frame play, basically. So for me, this week, I'm looking for longs here until they're no longer good. If this breaks down, 24/7 is the next opportunity for me. Sorry for the winded answer.